All right, this is a quick walk around of my Honda 2008 CRF450R. It's a dirt bike converted to go road racing. It has a Race Tech kit. Race Tech sells everything you need to convert the bike to road racing, and it makes an amazing lightweight road race machine. Amazing. There's newer bikes out there, the KTM, for example. The AMA is making a spec class out of the KTM for a lightweight class, and it's great. But this is a bike that can be converted from dirt to road race, and it's an amazing handling machine. Really, really awesome. And this motor is this is a bored and stroked to 511. Because I burned up the other motor, the original motor, on the back straightaway at Homestead, locked up the bottom crank bearing, bottom rod bearing rather, and so it needed a little more power anyway. So it has this hot rods, full circle stroker crank, cylinder works cylinder, Vertex piston, offset, and stage 3 hot cams. I haven't been able to ride it with the new motor on it. I'm waiting to get it on the dyno and see what the numbers are. I finally found a shop that I think is gonna do me right, so I'm gonna take it there to get it put on the dyno and tuned up properly. The stroker crank and the offset piston. This is the setup for the bore and stroke. If you're going to stroke this motor, it comes with an offset piston, which is a little bit of a weak spot. The piston rings are going to have to be replaced quite often, so I'm going to get good at doing that, I guess. Attached to the motor is beautiful titanium Pro Circuit TI4 exhaust. Sounds great. Looks good, and a K&N filter. Now, to save this motor, I don't want to burn it up again. I added a bunch of accessories to not burn this sucker up. What I put was the Boyson high flow water pump. That should get more volume of water flowing through and keep the motor cooler. And on top of that, to keep it cooler, Mishimoto radiators. They're a lot bigger than the stock ones, and Mishimoto makes a really good radiator. You can see the bracing on the back here and all the welds, really nice. I recommend Mishimoto radiator. Also, to try to save the motor, I have an oil cooler that I installed, Fluidine oil cooler, formerly known as Fluidine, rather I guess now it's FPS Racing by Supertrap. And they make this oil cooler here that attaches to the oil filter cover, replaces the oil filter cover, and that should help keep the motor cooler. It increases the volume of oil, right? So there's more oil, so keep the motor cooler, because on the long straightaways, especially in Florida, we have nothing but straightaways, even at our tracks. On the top end, it keeps the motor cooler, because this is a dirt bike motor, so it's not meant for, you know, topped out for whatever 5 miles or however long the straightaway is in Palm Beach. So the oil cooler should definitely help keep this motor cool. In theory, I have another theory also. What else it will do is drop the oil pressure. I feel at high RPMs, what I had happen to me was the high oil pressure pumps the oil to the head faster than it can come back down, and then it spills out the the overflow on the head. It was I did have it routed. The stock routing is down, and comes out and sprays oil all over the rear tire, so that's good. But I rerouted the breather going up, and I'm probably going to put a catch can just to see what's going on, but I think this might alleviate that problem. Now the first thing, you know, this is not a dirt bike, is the front end. And Racetech sells the kit. They have everything you need to do it. There's a couple other places that sell the kit. Beon is French, I think. B-E-O-N. They make a kit. And obviously the front end is the big deal. So this setup from Racetech utilizes the stock fork tubes, custom Racetech triple trees. So Racetech machines the triple trees. They're really nice. And Racetech triple trees, stock fork tubes. The internals are obviously done by Racetech, gold everything, and sprung. I believe they shorten the fork tube in order to get the geometry right. And their triple trees, you know, widen the front end to fit the 120 on the front. On this side, we added this fork bottom, really nice machine piece. Extreme Riders is what's engraved on it. I believe you can get it through Racetech. And really nice machine piece, and it fits this beautiful Brembo brakes. It is a single cylinder, or a single disc, and that's all you need. With the Brembo package, and the the bike weighs, I don't know yet. I'm guessing, you know, 200 pounds maybe 200 pounds. Brembo caliper, Brembo disc, and of course Brembo master. Another thing, obviously there's clip-ons on here, Woodcraft clip-ons, obviously, but what clip-ons do not fit on dirt bike fork tubes. What Racetech does is they machine the fork tubes down to accept the clip-ons. That's key. With this setup, you can put front end from an R6 or something. You can put a front end from a sport bike on there and accomplish the same thing. Almost. The geometry is not quite right, so I hear. And if you do that, to get the geometry right, there ends up being a ridiculous amount of fork tube showing from the top. It's like 6 inches or something ridiculous. That in order to get the geometry right, if you wanted to use a sport, and you could do that, take the front end off of an R6 or take the front end off of a whatever, and put it on there. The tail section is, you know, I'm glad I made the video while I got her naked. This helps, you can see what's going on here. So I believe this is stock subframe from this point on. This port right here is after. These look like after welds, and they threaded holes in there to fit the Superbike tail section. It's a really nice welds. Everything's done by Racetech. Really nice welds. The rear shock is in the high setting, and the wishbones have been changed in order to get that swing arm level to get the geometry right. And obviously the rear shock is gold everything and sprung and done by Racetech. Racetech also machines these rear sets. Really nice rear sets. You see where they bolt on, here and here, where the subframe meets the frame with some spacers, and down there on the frame. The rear brake setup sucks. At that angle, air gets in the line, and they don't work very good at all. I just bleed them right before the tech inspection, and they work for a little bit. But that setup does not work so good. But I don't use it anyway. Still got the Kickstarter. This fairing stay doubles as hold the Kickstarter. Racetech really really knows what they were doing when they built these. They made quite a few of them. There was a racing series, but it didn't pan out for whatever reason. I guess I'll find out the hard way. You see this side, the rear set's a little bit different, but really nice machine stuff, all by Race Tech, I believe. They sell everything anyway. I'm not sure if they're machining it or whatnot, but the gearing is a 15 in the front and 41 in the rear, and I have a 38 tooth that I want to put on there just to get some more top end speed, and I think with the new motor that that it will push it. Now, after looking at this for about 2 seconds, you notice that the chain is cutting the tire. I made this plastic bracket here to try to stop that, and I'm going to change this chain to a non-O-ring chain. It's going to be a little bit thinner to try to alleviate that, because I know, you know, if the chain is touching the tire, there's chain lube on the tire. I don't want that. It's a Supermoto tire on here. I'm going to change it to a Roadrace tire. It should have a little narrower profile, but you'll see there's like no clearance in there at all, especially on this side. I'm gonna get everything lined up and everything, and put on the dyno. Really nice Marchesini wheels, the big ones. I think it'll fit, you know, it'll fit a big tire on there. What size are they? I'm looking for it. Anyway, I think they're like 5.5 or 6 inch. But that's pretty much it. That's what we're looking at. Put a Race Tech, or everything Race Tech, no, Trail Tech vapor gauge on there, just for a little something, RPM and temperature. But it's a really fun bike to ride. I'm entertaining offers, so let me know. Be entertained. If I don't sell it, you believe you can catch me passing you on the brakes sometime soon. Later.